Yo, what's good, everyone? Buckle up, because we're diving into some juicy drama that's got the internet buzzing. Andy Byron and Kristin Cabot got caught in a wild moment on the Coldplay kiss cam, and let's just say it's a cheating scandal you need to hear about. Stick around as we unpack all the tea, the reactions, and the fallout from this epic concert chaos. Have you ever witnessed any unforgettable drama at a music event? If yes, drop a 1 in the comments. If not, leave a 0. Enjoy the video about the sizzling Andy Byron and Kristin Cabot drama on Coldplay's Kiss Cam. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to support the channel. It all started at a Coldplay concert in Boston. You know those cute moments when the kiss cam sweeps across the crowd, capturing couples in shy, awkward embraces. Well, this time, it wasn't just about nervous smiles. When the camera landed on Andy and Kristin, the atmosphere shifted from playful to tense in an instant. "Oh, look at this couple. So are you two okay? Ha ha, you seem a bit shy. Or is there something more interesting going on?" Chris Martin, with his usual playful style, tried to stir up the crowd. But Andy and Kristin's reaction made everyone curious. Kristin quickly turned her face away, covering it with her hand as if trying to hide. Meanwhile, Andy bowed his head as though he wanted to disappear on the spot. Their behavior didn't seem like that of carefree people at all. I bet if they were just being natural, no one would even notice. But look at how awkward they are. Something's off, right? Oh my gosh, look at them. Either they're really shy or, well, something shady is going on here. And so in the age of the internet in 2025, a moment like this couldn't escape the watchful eyes of millions. Just hours later, the Kiss Cam video hit 53 million views. Social media exploded with posts, memes, and comments. People started calling the incident Dumbotron, a name that was both humorous and harsh. This CEO really thought he could hide under the VIP seats. What a performance at Coldplay. There's no way HR approved this. How could the HR director let herself get into this situation? The story didn't stop at laughter. The viral posts began to dig deeper into Andy Byron's personal life, a man who was married with children. The public started to question, was this moment a harmless misunderstanding, or was it a sign of a bigger secret? The incident not only impacted Andy's personal reputation, but also threatened the tech empire that he and Kristin were running. What began as a lighthearted moment at a concert quickly became the focal point of debates on ethics, loyalty, and the power of social media to change a person's fate in just one night. The incident at the Coldplay concert didn't stop at an embarrassing moment on the big screen. It turned into a media storm, bringing with it deep consequences. The viral video not only shook the reputations of Andy Byron and Kristin Cabot, but it also made families, colleagues, and the public question what had really happened. I can't imagine how his wife must have felt waking up to see the entire world talking about her husband. It's heartbreaking. If it were me, I don't know how I'd get through it with the whole internet knowing. This is really too much to bear. I once found out my ex-husband was cheating just because of a syncing error on the phone. One morning, my phone started ringing nonstop with messages, emails. Everything was right there, clear as day. But the whole world saw it on the big screen. It's unbelievable. As social media erupted with comments, the Dumbotron video continued to spread at lightning speed. Posts blending humor and outrage appeared everywhere. Some people even advised Andy's wife to hire a lawyer immediately. Hey, you don't need to look for evidence anymore. The entire internet has seen everything. Now you have millions of witnesses. You deserve protection. Take action. Meanwhile, at Astronomer, the tech company, where Andy Byron serves as CEO and Kristin Kitt is the HR director, the video spread like wildfire among the employees. People began questioning the company culture and HR policies, especially after Kristin had proudly declared on LinkedIn that she always led by example and built trust with every employee. She talks about building trust, but what's going on here? If the HR director herself is involved in a scandal like this, can we really trust our anti-harassment policies or company culture? Andy Byron, CEO of Astronomer, a tech company valued at over $1.3 billion, had once been hailed as a visionary leader. He was married with 2 teenage children. Kristin Kitt, the HR director, joined the company 8 months ago after her divorce. Now, both have become the center of attention, not for their accomplishments, but for the awkward moment at the concert. I thought it was just a fun moment when the camera landed on them. But when I saw them trying to hide from the lens, I knew something was off. I never imagined the video would spread so quickly. It was like a bomb going off on the internet. What started as an accidental moment at the concert has turned into a lesson about the power of social media and how a small action can change a life forever. Will Andy and Kristin be able to weather this storm? And what challenges will Astronomer face as trust from both employees and the public begins to waver? The moment at the Coldplay concert in Boston wasn't just an awkward incident. It turned into a media storm, exposing secrets and causing unforeseen consequences. Andy Byron, CEO of Astronomer, and Kristin Kitt, HR director, now face the world's scrutiny after being caught in a sensitive situation by the kiss cam. Honestly, I never intended to post this video. If they had acted normally, I probably would have just deleted it right away. But the way they panicked, she covered her face, he bowed his head as if he wanted to disappear, made me feel like something was off. I just wanted to capture a fun moment, but I never expected it to become the center of attention. The video spread at lightning speed, attracting tens of millions of views within hours. But behind the laughter and humorous comments lay serious consequences. Andy Byron, a respected CEO, was married with 2 teenage children. After the video went viral, his wife quietly removed his name from her social media accounts. The internet quickly caught on, erupting with comments. This might be the most expensive concert ticket in history. I don't know if it was intentional, but doing that in front of colleagues at a concert and then getting exposed on the big screen, unbelievable. If I were his wife, I wouldn't know how to face this. While the public was in an uproar, the internal atmosphere at Astronomer was also in chaos. Slack channels and employee chat groups were flooded with rumors. Some even joked, the person who wrote the company's code of ethics is now sitting in Coldplay's HR room. That sarcasm reflected the disappointment over the shaken trust within the company. We were taught about company culture, about professionalism, but what's going on here? If the HR director and CEO behave like this, how can we trust the values the company stands for? In response to the incident, Andy Byron made a public statement admitting it was a personal mistake and pledging to take responsibility. However, some felt that he was trying to deflect the situation, even blaming Coldplay rather than fully confronting his actions. I sincerely apologize for my actions that have caused disappointment. This is a personal issue and I am working to make things right. I hope to receive understanding from my family, colleagues, and the community. But the story didn't end there. Many began to question whether this was just an awkward moment or a sign of something more serious. And that kiss cam moment, it turned out, wasn't actually a kiss as everyone had assumed. People thought it was a kiss cam moment, but it wasn't. At the end of every concert, Coldplay usually picks a few people from the crowd for Chris Martin to improvise a song. This time, the camera landed on Andy and Kristin for about 30 seconds. They panicked, trying to hide from the camera, and that's what caught everyone's attention. If they had stayed calm, maybe no one would have noticed. Just a brief moment on the big screen triggered an uncontrollable chain reaction. What started as a fun concert quickly turned into a valuable lesson about responsibility, reputation, and the power of social media to change a person's fate in the blink of an eye. The media storm surrounding the Jumbotron moment at the Coldplay concert in Boston shows no signs of stopping. The viral video turned an awkward moment into a public scandal, making Andy Byron, CEO of Astronomer, and Kristin Cabot, the HR director, the center of attention. But the story didn't end with laughter or memes online. It sparked serious questions about ethics, trust, and accountability in a billion-dollar company. When the camera landed on them, I saw the girl sitting next to them, probably a colleague, looking really uncomfortable. The people behind them were jumping around as if cheering them on. When Chris Martin joked, "Either they're shy or there's something shady going on," I thought they were just embarrassed to be on the big screen. But then they never returned to their seats. The way they panicked made me wonder, what's going on here? The next morning, I woke up to a bunch of messages from friends. They knew I was at the concert and asked, "Did you see that what happened?" The video spread so fast that I couldn't keep up. People stared at them on the big screen for 30 seconds, not just a fleeting moment. That's why it caught so much attention. In just 24 hours, the video was no longer just a funny story. It became a PR nightmare for Andy Byron and Kristin Cabot. The public began to question workplace ethics, the relationship between a CEO and HR director, and how such an incident could impact a billion-dollar company like Astronomer. It was supposed to be a night of joy and music, but I allowed it to become a serious personal mistake played out in front of the public. I sincerely apologize to my wife, my family, and the entire team at Astronomer. They deserve respect from me. As a husband, a father, and a leader, I am committed to taking responsibility and correcting this mistake. But Andy's apology did little to calm the storm. Many felt his statement lacked sincerity, as though he was trying to dodge responsibility. Meanwhile, Andy's wife, who had been with him for 20 years, had to face the painful truth. She is said to have discovered the incident through the very viral video, a moment that was not only embarrassing but deeply hurtful. I don't know what's worse, finding out my husband's infidelity through a big screen at a concert, or having the whole world watch that moment. It's unbelievable, Andy, you've let this go too far. Within Astronomer, the atmosphere grew tense. Employees began to discuss the company culture, transparency, and whether leadership truly led by example as they had promised. The incident was no longer just an online entertainment story. It had become a valuable lesson about the consequences of personal actions in an era where every moment can be recorded and shared. We've always been told to adhere to the code of ethics, but look at this now. If the CEO and HR director are involved in this, how can we trust what the company says? What started as a brief moment on the big screen has sparked a series of questions about trust, responsibility, and the power of social media. Can Astronomer overcome this crisis, and will Andy and Kristin be able to regain their reputations? Only time will tell. The scandal at the Coldplay concert in Boston went far beyond an awkward moment on the big screen. The Kiss Cam video capturing Andy Byron, CEO of Astronomer, and Kristin Cabot, the HR director, in a sensitive situation, grabbed the world's attention. But the story didn't stop with funny online posts. It shook families, the company, and the reputations of those involved. "I can't believe this. We have 2 kids, and yet he did this. Finding out my husband's infidelity through a big screen at a Coldplay concert. Honestly, I don't know what's more painful, the betrayal or the fact that the whole world knows. My life has fallen apart in just one night." Megan Kerrigan. Byron, Andy's wife, removed the Byron from her Facebook account and then locked it, a move that sparked widespread attention online. Meanwhile, Andy Byron attempted to manage the damage with a public statement, but his apology sparked even more controversy. What do you think about Megan's move and Andy's apology? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit that like button, and share this video to keep the convo going. Stick around for more details. I want to acknowledge the moment that went viral and the disappointment it caused. What was supposed to be a night of music and joy, I let become a serious personal mistake. I apologize to my wife, my family, and the Astronomer team. I also ask everyone to consider the impact of a private moment being exposed without consent. As a Coldplay song says, "Lights will guide you home," I hope to make amends for this mistake. Andy's apology, however, did not receive the sympathy he had hoped for. The online community labeled this statement as insincere, even manipulative. The quote from the Coldplay song only fueled public outrage. He was caught hugging the HR director at the concert, and now he wants us to think about the exposure of this unbelievable. This isn't an apology. It's an excuse. Quoting Coldplay in an apology, does he think he's writing poetry on social media? If he really wants to apologize, he should resign. Within Astronomer, the atmosphere was just as tense. Employees began discussing in private chat channels, mocking Andy's handling of the crisis. Meanwhile, Kristin Cabot's LinkedIn profile mysteriously disappeared, and the announcement of her appointment as HR director in 2024 was removed from the company's website. He actually thinks a Coldplay song will save the situation. "We're trying to work professionally, but leadership is turning the whole company into a joke." Look at the behind the scenes of this incident. The Astronomer board is investigating whether the relationship between Andy and Kristin violated company policies. They're reviewing expenses, travel schedules, even internal emails. This isn't just a personal scandal. It's impacting the company's reputation and culture. There will be major consequences not just for Andy and Kristin, but for Astronomer as well. On July 20th, 2025, Astronomer announced that Andy Byron had officially resigned, and the board of directors accepted his resignation. The company also confirmed that Kristin Cabot was suspended pending an internal investigation. Co-founder and product director Pete DeJoy was appointed as the interim CEO. We are committed to upholding the values and culture that have guided the company since its founding. Our leaders must set an example in behavior and responsibility. Recently, that standard has not been met. Andy Byron has submitted his resignation and the board has accepted it. We are beginning the search for a new CEO, while Pete DeJoy will serve as interim CEO. The incident not only tarnished the reputations of Andy and Kristin, but also placed Astronomer in a difficult position. Experts warn that the scandal could affect investor confidence, employee morale, and the company's long-term value, although Astronomer maintains, while public attention may shift, our products and commitment to our customers remain unchanged. From a billion-dollar tech company, Astronomer is now famous for drama. The cost of one moment at a Coldplay concert is just too high. This story serves as a reminder of the power of social media and how one moment can change everything, from personal lives to the reputation of a company. Can Astronomer regain trust? And how will Meghan and her family recover from this shock? Only time will tell. The Jumbotron scandal at the Coldplay concert in Boston was not just an awkward moment on the big screen. It became a media storm shaking the personal lives and careers of Andy Byron, CEO of Astronomer, and Kristin Cabot, the HR director and the only woman on the company's executive team. What began as a concert night turned into a corporate scandal, a family tragedy, and a social media phenomenon. We've been married for over 15 years, raising 2 children together. I can't believe he did this. And with the HR director of the company finding out the truth through a big screen at a Coldplay concert was something I never imagined. My life changed in just one night. Meghan, Andy's wife, quietly removed the Byron from her Facebook account before locking it completely, a move that sparked a stir online. Meanwhile, Kristin Cabot's social media accounts, from LinkedIn to company posts, gradually disappeared as if the company wanted to erase all traces of her. This Coldplay ticket might cost Andy his family and career one moment on the big screen, and now the whole world is talking. Meghan deserves all the support in this. This divorce will be louder than Coldplay's tour. Did Andy and Kristin really think they could be discreet at a concert with 60,000 people? Unbelievable. The online community wasted no time. Memes spread everywhere from TikTok to X, reenacting the scene of Andy hurriedly hiding under the VIP seats. One meme used the lyrics from Coldplay's Fix You, with the caption, "Lights will guide you home unless you're caught on the big screen." The New York Post even ran a sensational headline, "Jumbotron CEO caught red-handed on Kiss Cam." If your CEO and HR director are caught hugging at a Coldplay concert, don't expect a company retreat. They're busy figuring out who's taking care of the kids this weekend. But while social media was flooded with laughter, the atmosphere at Astronomer was extremely tense. Former employees began to speak out, revealing hidden aspects of the company's culture. No surprise here. Andy was known for his tough, high-pressure leadership style. Many former employees are relishing in the exposure of this. This behavior is just the tip of the iceberg. Kristin is the HR director, someone who should have been handling ethical complaints. But now she's at the center of the issue. We didn't even know who to report to anymore. Next Monday's going to be really tense. On July 20th, 2025, Astronomer announced that Andy Byron had resigned, and the board of directors accepted his resignation. The company also confirmed that Kristin Cabot was suspended pending an internal investigation into whether the relationship violated company policies. Pete DeJoy, co-founder and product director, was appointed as interim CEO. Astronomer is committed to upholding the values and culture that have guided us since our founding. Our leaders must set an example in behavior and responsibility. Recently, that standard has not been met. Andy Byron has submitted his resignation, and the board has accepted it. We will begin the search for a new CEO with Pete DeJoy serving as interim CEO. The Astronomer board is reviewing everything: travel expenses, email schedules. They want to know if this relationship took place during work hours or involved company resources. This is not just a personal scandal. It could shake the company's reputation and finances. This incident has put astronomers in a difficult position. Experts warn that the scandal could affect investor confidence and employee morale. Meanwhile, the online community continues to buzz from expressions of sympathy for Meghan to jokes about the most expensive Coldplay ticket in history. A brief moment has turned into a valuable lesson about responsibility, reputation, and the power of social media in the digital age. Astronomer, once a billion-dollar tech company, is now famous for drama. A moment on the big screen changed everything. What a price to pay! The Jumbotron scandal at the Coldplay concert in Boston was not just an awkward moment. It became a media storm that rocked Astronomer, a multi-billion-dollar tech company. Andy Byron, the CEO, and Kristin Cabot, the HR director, and the only woman on the executive team, now face serious consequences both in their careers and personal lives. But this story isn't just about a viral video. It raises larger questions about power, responsibility, and trust in the corporate world. I can't believe this is happening. We've been together for over 15 years and we have 2 kids. But he appears on the big screen hugging the HR director of the company. The whole world knew before I could even figure out what was going on. I just want to protect our kids and myself from this nightmare. On July 20th, 2025, Astronomer announced that Andy Byron had resigned and the board of directors accepted his resignation. Kristin Cabot was also suspended pending an internal investigation into whether their relationship violated company policies. Pete DeJoy, co-founder and product director, was appointed as the interim CEO. However, before this decision was made, the pressure from both the public and within the company had become uncontrollable. Astronomer is committed to upholding the values and culture that have guided us since our founding. Our leaders must set an example in behavior and responsibility. Recently, that standard has not been met. Andy Byron has submitted his resignation and the board has accepted it. We will begin the search for a new CEO with Pete DeJoy serving as interim CEO. Andy wants to blame the lack of privacy. He hugged the HR director in front of 55,000 people at a Coldplay concert. That's not privacy, that's carelessness. I feel sorry for his wife and kids. They don't deserve this. Come on, this isn't Hollywood. He's not Elon Musk or Dana White who can keep their seat with over 51% ownership. The board has made its decision and Andy's done. As for Kristin, she'll probably resign to save face. Kristin Cabot's position became even more precarious as the only woman on the executive team and the HR director, the person responsible for enforcing the company's ethical policies. Experts suggest that firing her could lead to legal risks, but resignation seems to be the most viable option to minimize the damage. Kristin could choose to resign to protect her reputation. It's the least controversial way out for both her and the company. But even if she stays, the shame from this incident will make her position unsustainable. The HR department can't stand strong when its own leadership is involved in a scandal. No one is surprised. Andy has always been known for his authoritarian leadership and pressure tactics. Many former employees are laughing at this, but it actually exposes long-standing issues within the company. Meanwhile, the online community continues to buzz with conspiracy theories. Some believe that the kiss cam zooming in on Andy and Kristin was no accident. Out of 60,000 people at the concert, the camera just happens to pick Andy and Kristin. I bet someone in the company wanted them exposed. This isn't a coincidence. It's a staged revenge. Whether it was a coincidence or orchestrated, the damage was clear. Investors began questioning the stability of Astronomer. Employees worried about the company's future, while internal Slack channels were flooded with jokes and anxiety. Some experts predicted that this scandal would not only damage the reputations of Andy and Kristin, but could also undermine the company's long-term value. Andy is not an irreplaceable figure. He's just a CEO, not the soul of the brand like some big names. The board acted quickly to protect the company's image. As for Kristin, her role in shaping the company culture is now in doubt. Astronomer needs a fresh start. This story is not just a personal scandal or a sensational online tale. It has become a cautionary lesson about power responsibility and how one careless moment can bring down both a career and a family. As Astronomer works to regain trust, the world is still watching, waiting to see what the next chapter of this story will bring. The Jumbotron scandal at the Coldplay concert in Boston wasn't just an awkward moment. It became a true cultural phenomenon. The phrase, "don't get caught on kiss cam," quickly turned into a new slang used to refer to anyone caught doing something shady. From a viral video, the story of Andy Byron, former CEO of Astronomer, and Kristin Cabot, former HR director, went beyond the tech company and became a symbol of the power of social media in the digital age. "Don't get caught on kiss cam" is now a catchphrase. I see it everywhere on TikTok, from memes to edited videos. Andy ducking to avoid the camera now looks like a scene from a Hollywood action movie. The meme economy is booming thanks to this. Some even made animated videos with Andy and Kristin as the main characters, but honestly, I feel for their families. No one deserves to go through something like this so publicly. The kiss cam video turned Andy and Kristin into the center of jokes and viral memes. A popular TikTok edited the scene of Andy ducking into an action movie clip with the caption, "When the light guides you home but the kiss cam pulls you down." Another meme used the lyrics from Coldplay's "Fix You," describing the scene of Andy looking for cover at the concert. But behind the laughter, the incident left serious consequences. "My life changed in just one night. We have 2 kids, and now the whole world knows about his betrayal. I'm not just heartbroken over this, but also because my kids had to witness everything online." On July 20th, 2025, Astronomer announced that Andy Byron had resigned and Kristin Cabot was suspended pending an internal investigation. Pete DeJoy, co-founder and product director, was appointed as interim CEO. However, even with these decisions being made, the story continued to cause a storm on social media and in the media. Astronomer is committed to upholding its core values and culture. Our leadership must set an example in responsibility and ethics. Andy Byron has submitted his resignation, and the board has accepted it. We are in the process of searching for a new CEO, with Pete DeJoy serving as interim CEO. This scandal is not just a personal issue. It has shaken the trust of investors, employees, and customers in Astronomer. A moment on the big screen has exposed cracks in the company culture. Andy and Kristin may leave, but the company will need time to restore its reputation. This incident has become a valuable lesson in the age of social media. No moment is truly private. Every action can be recorded, spread, and judged by millions of people worldwide. From a billion-dollar tech company, Astronomer is now linked to an unforgettable scandal. Memes may make us laugh, but they also serve as a reminder that one careless moment can bring down an empire carefully built. This isn't just a scandal, it's a warning. You can't escape the cameras in today's world. Andy and Kristin may regret buying tickets to Coldplay, but the price they're paying is far steeper. Will Andy and Kristin quietly step away, or will they try to reclaim their reputations? How will Astronomer navigate through this crisis? Only time will tell. But this story teaches us one thing. No matter how small your actions may seem, they can become the center of the world's attention. So, what do you think? Was this just an unlucky moment? Or do Andy and Kristin deserve what's happening to them? Leave your thoughts in the comments below and share your opinion. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss the next analysis. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.